Welcome back to Stories for Shabbos. You know how sometimes food is especially yummy on Shabbos? Like challah on Friday night is the yummiest thing in the world. And then sometimes you have challah during the week and it's good, but not quite as good as it was on Shabbos. Or maybe you love eating soup, or chicken, or even dessert. But some foods just taste especially yummy on Shabbos. Listen to this story. This is a story from the Gemara. In Maseches Shabbos, in Daf Kuf Yud Tes, page 119, the Gemara tells a story about the Roman Caesar, the emperor of Rome. And the Gemara doesn't tell this background about him, but some explain that the Roman emperor was someone who loved his food. He had many different cooks in his palace, and they made the greatest, yummiest foods in the world. They would have food from the best countries flown in so that the emperor could have the yummiest dishes cooked for him. And each of his cooks would make a meal every day, and then he would sample each one and taste, do I like this one the best? Do I like this one the best? And he would choose whichever one came out the best or the most perfect, and that would be his meal for that day. He was wealthy, and he was spoiled, and he loved eating the most delicious food. But one day he was walking around, and he was walking through an area in town where there were many Jewish homes. And he realized something smells especially delicious. And he wanted to know what it was because he loved food. And he thought he had the best food in the world, but he smelled something that was different and greater and more interesting and more delicious smelling than anything he had ever tasted before. So he had one friend, the Gemara says, who was a rabbi, Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania, one of the great rabbis of his generation, one of the great leaders. And the emperor asked him, "Can I ask you a question? Mipnei ma tavshil nodef. Why does this food smell so deliciously good? What do the Jewish people put into their food that makes it smell so delicious? I want to taste some." So Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania said, "Well, we have a special spice that we put in our food, and that's what makes it taste so good." Do you know what that spice is called? Who thinks he said oregano? Who thinks he said cumin? You already voted for oregano. Who thinks he said basil? You voted for both, all three. He said the special spice that we put into our food is called Shabbos. That was what you were thinking? When you were walking around smelling that delicious food, it was on a Friday night. And you were smelling the special spice called Shabbos that we put into our food once a week. And the emperor said, "It smells so good. Can you give me some Shabbos so I can put it into my food?" And Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania said, "I'm sorry, I can't give it to you." And it doesn't say this in the Gemara, but some say that then the emperor said back to him, "I'll give you all the money in the world, gold and silver coins. I'm the emperor, I'm so rich. What do you want? I'll give you as much as you want. Just give me a little bit of Shabbos to put into my food." And Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania said, "I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. The spice of Shabbos isn't an actual physical spice that we pour in. But when we make food, especially for Shabbos, and we keep Shabbos the way Hashem wants us to, there's something different and something super special about the food that makes it taste yummier than any other time." How lucky are we that we have Shabbos every single week? And Shabbos is such a special and such a fun and such an exciting day because we get to spend time with family, and we get to learn, and we get to sing, and we get to play, and we get to rest, and we get to go to shul and see our friends and daven and shmooze, and we get to eat Shabbos food, the delicious food with the best spice and flavor in the world. When you mix in a little Shabbos, when you keep Shabbos, when you sing Shabbos songs, when you learn the Parsha, the food that you eat on Shabbos tastes like the yummiest food in the world. Who's excited to eat yummy Shabbos food this week? Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.